و صدها نیروهای نظامی. ما فقط 12 زن هستیم ولی ما هنوز هم ساده هستیم.
How are you, Malala? We met some years ago, remember?
Oh, so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
How's your dad?
Oh, he's doing really well. Thank you.
I'm so glad to see you again.
Thank
Both
you.
of you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Tell me about this amazing, amazing film.
When we talk about girls' education and women rights, without Malala, it would be quieter. So,
Yeah.
so yes. About which part of this documentary you want to?
Well, I would like to know how you got in touch, how you met, how you started to do it, and the core of the film.
As a filmmaker from Afghanistan, I wouldn't be happy to just sit and watch what's happening. I was thinking to do something. And that time I find out that the best thing is go and work for a charity that be able to provide women who lost all their rights, and also they are breadwinner of their family and they have to feed their children. So for sometimes I was working there, and that's how I received so many video from them. Later on, I find out that they trusted me to share their story with a larger scale than just simply documenting their video. And that's it was amazing that when Jennifer Lawrence expressed her willingness to support this project, and then we all built a team on the ground, training our protagonists to filming their daily activities, and also training a cameraman to filming their life, and that's how the story starts.
Malala is these three amazing women, the life stories of these three amazing women.
These three women are speaking on behalf of the 20 million Afghan women and girls whose rights are denied by the Taliban. And this documentary should help us see that what the Afghan women and girls are facing is such an extreme form of oppression, where the right to education, work, public and political participation is completely taken away. And we need to listen to the activism that Afghan women are leading, because they are calling it a gender apartheid. They want it to be codified in the Crime Against Humanity Treaty so that the Taliban can be held accountable for the crimes that they're committing. And I do want to mention Mexico here briefly, because Mexico has been very vocal and it has been leading this campaign to codify gender apartheid. And I want to appreciate Mexico's leadership. And I want to say that we need more countries to come forward and help us codify gender apartheid so that we can hold the Taliban to account for the crimes that they're committing.
Of course, and the violence to women, right? I don't know if you're aware, but for the first time in Mexico, we have a woman as a president.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, and she wants to work so hard for that, right?
Yeah. And in the film, one of our protagonists telling to others, saying, "Don't worry, we will be next president."
Yes.
And they will, because they're so strong, these women, right?
Yeah, and I had a meeting with the president of Mexico as well, and I brought up the message of Afghan women and girls.
I know
to her office.
You were just in Mexico not so long ago.
And we talked about the gender apartheid campaign as well, and she expressed her commitment and support. So I'm really glad that we have such strong support from Mexico, but and a few other countries have stepped forward. But we need more countries to come forward and show their leadership.
And all the women together, of course.
Yes.
Of course. What do you expect that will happen after watching and after the whole world watching this movie? Sarah.
Okay.
Malala. Both of you.
I start and then you continue. For me, it's first of all solidarity from people around the world, and then I'm sure solidarity could lead for a change, for a better. So I just want all of people who watch this film, they feel that the situation of these women living, how it look like, and then think about we shouldn't living in this kind of world that the little girl, because she born as a girl, all her life taken away from her.
Yep, you were a victim of this, Malala.
Yeah, and millions of Afghan women have lived through this during the first Taliban government, and once again, this another generation of Afghan women are living under that, and we have seen it so many times that we know who the Taliban are, and we know that they are never going to change because their whole identity is basically oppressing women and taking away all of their rights from them. So I hope that through this documentary, we will be able to bring attention to the situation that Afghan women and girls are facing. The Taliban are using everything in their power to erase women from public life and to make women invisible. This documentary will help us make Afghan women more visible and make sure that it's the Afghan women's voices that we are making louder and louder to challenge the Taliban ideology. And I hope that this documentary will help us think about how we can use our resources, our platforms and tools to keep sharing the message of the Afghan women activists, push our leaders to codify gender apartheid and to hold the Taliban accountable, and make sure that things change for Afghan women. We don't want Afghan women and girls to be living in this situation for any longer. So our goal should be that we should see the day when Afghan women can go to work, when girls can go back to their schools, and when women can have equal rights in Afghanistan.
Such an interesting story and such an interesting thing in history right now. Such a short time, but probably we have a chance to get together sometime soon.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.